I'm just here with Professor Colin Caro, who is Emeritus Professor of Physiological Mechanics and Senior Research Investigator at Imperial's Department of Bioengineering. Now, Colin is a long-serving and distinguished member of Imperial's academic staff. He recently celebrated his 90th birthday and has served nearly 50 years at Imperial. So firstly, congratulations, Professor Caro. Tell me, what is the secret of academic longevity?
I think it's the joy and excitement of science. If one's lucky and is able to continue with interesting research, potentially important research, that is a disincentive to giving up.
Now, all the talk in academia at the moment is in multidisciplinary collaboration. Now, this is something you've been doing for many a year.
Well, that's true. With my becoming a non-Algerian, 90 years, I've tended to look back slightly, and I realised that throughout my career I've been interested in trying to link as closely as possible biology, physiology and physical science. Even before I came to Imperial. In fact, that's why I came to Imperial, because I had shown that interest.
I mean, were you always interested in both engineering on one side and then medicine and health on the other side?
Well, I was born in South Africa. I read physiology and medicine at the University of the Witwatersrand in South Africa. From then on, with a period as a research fellow in Philadelphia in the States, I consistently aimed to link the two. Even when at St Thomas's Hospital, before coming to Imperial, I started a series of lectures which goes on medicine and science. And people like Herman Bondi and so on came and lectured at St Thomas's. It's slightly a minority interest, but increasing. Medics tend to be more inclined towards chemistry than towards physics or mechanics. But there are always a small proportion of medics who adore physics and mechanics.
Yeah.
And I was one from them.
Through your research, you've made some quite surprising discoveries and insights into how blood flows through arteries. Can you explain a little bit about that, Professor Caro?
Yes, it's very interesting. The father of the understanding of the circulation, of course, was William Harvey, published his book in 1625. Harvey did a fantastic thing of showing the flow circulates through the arteries and veins and so on. But he did not, how can one dare criticise Harvey? He hadn't realised the complexity at all of the flow. The shape of the arteries would determine so many things. And in subsequent years, several people have written papers on the shape of arteries and reported that artery A or artery B is curved or helical and so on. But no one seems to have come to the conclusion that helicity or three-dimensionality is a feature of the arterial system, going down even to quite small arteries. And that was the starting point. It happened quite quickly to realise, well, if that's the case, we'd better begin to understand flow in a helix.
And so what you're saying is that when blood flows through an artery such as this, it actually takes a helical path round. Is that correct?
That's correct. You can see that the aortic arch, the heart would be here, pumping blood into the aorta. And you can see that curve is not what we call a planar bend, all in one plane. It's helical. That's a fragment of a helix. And the same is very clearly obvious looking at the coronary arteries. These are smaller arteries, but you can see that almost always there's a helical bending.
Mm. And this insight actually led to an innovation of yours, is that correct?
Yes, it led to the development of a novel stent. Stents, if I can show one, are little tubes, metallic tubes. That's a conventional stent. It's essentially straight. But it struck me that it didn't make much sense to insert that into an artery, which is done thousands of times, I guess thousands of times, even a week or months, to open up arteries blocked by things, when the artery normally is helical. And so, in a crazy idea, I decided to see if we could make a helical stent. That is it. This is made of nitinol, which is an alloy. So it's again the same stent as this, but here we've imposed a helical geometry onto it.
Sure.
And we could then show by various techniques that the flow inside was mixing. And then we come into an era where computational fluid mechanics is becoming important. And I've had wonderful friendships and collaborations with people in mathematics and also with people in aeronautics.
Yeah. And the upshot, Professor Caro, of this invention is that the stents need to be replaced less often. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's been studied preclinically in healthy pigs, and it was quite clearly evident that the stent is a great invention, but it has problems. It itself promotes a disease called intimal hyperplasia, and the artery blocks inside the stent. Progressively the wall thickens. And that's a major problem. So a huge amount of effort has gone into trying to prevent it. But quite largely lately, with the release of chemicals, the stent is coated with a chemical, which is an anti-cancer drug, or cancer drugs, which suppress wall thickening. So that's a major effort, and we decided to see whether geometric change alone would work, and it was very effective in the pig studies. And then most recently, we've completed a 2-year study in patients, controlled randomized trial, and results are highly significant improvement.
Right, okay. Is that the first stage results?
That's the first clinical result, yes.
Okay.
The work is resuming. Now, that was done in Germany. The work is now going ahead in other locations, including the States.
Okay.
There's a trial too.
And the potential savings in terms of healthcare costs are significant, is that correct?
Well, several billions are spent annually on the use of stents. And so if the patient can be spared repeat operations, which we normally call for now, the benefits are fairly evident.
And knowing that now, it must be sort of hugely satisfying looking back on your career, knowing that this is almost fulfilled in terms of its potential.
Well, one never agrees to be self-satisfied.
Of course, as a scientist.
But it is pleasing that a hunch can, and of course it coincides with my earliest work on low wall shear, because by putting in a helical geometry, you've increased wall shear and suppressed disease. So it's pleasing that it doesn't require, seemingly, the use of chemicals. It can be achieved by geometry. And it reinforces the idea that there isn't much sense in putting a straight stent in which will reduce the normal curvature.
Tell me, Professor Caro, how have things changed at the college in your time here and academia in general?
Well, the college is much, much larger. we used to have lunch in a room on Queensgate, right next door, with the college secretary, sometimes the rector. And it's very different, and it's wonderful. Slightly saddening because I find how few people I know. We've met today, two old friends of mine, but it's a wonderful, wonderfully exciting place. And I want to register the huge pleasure I've had from working here. I've been privileged to work here for just a few months short of 50 years, and I wouldn't have done anything else. The breadth of interest. I came here knowing that I'd be talking about volcanoes or landslides or something at lunch, and that for me was a joy rather than medicine.
Of course. Professor Caro, you've driven in today and you're still active at the college. I mean, do you still get involved in supervising projects or some research as well?
Yes, I do. I've got 4 or 5 students I'm guiding. In fact, the Department of Bioengineering, it led to the formation of what's called the Caro Renal Group, because there's a lot of this sort of field is important in kidney disease, and we meet regularly. We're writing papers with colleagues, including from aeronautics and so on.
And do you enjoy the mentorship process? Is that a satisfying one for you?
Oh yes, it's wonderful. Have had and still do have some extremely bright students from the UK, from the EU and so on.
Professor Caro, can you tell me, I mean, what do you see as the most exciting developments in bioengineering in the next decade?
What I think is happening gradually is that conventional biology, physiology, is moving towards physical science, the merger occurring. So that covers all kinds of areas from neurobiology or circulatory biology or genetics. And that's a flag I wave fairly gently, that we should reshape science, really. That biology shouldn't exist per se. It should be biology, physical science linked. And it's an interesting story, because 500 years ago everyone was doing science. They were called whatever they were called, but there was no distinction.
So it's come full circle in a sense. It's come
full circle.
And hopefully with those advances in bioengineering, many more of us will live to Colin's age and still remain active as he is.